As parents, we are our children's first teachers. It's the best job in the world, but sometimes keeping order in the house and setting healthy boundaries has its challenges. Joining us today to discuss different types of boundaries is Christina Carter with Intuit Parenting and Wellness. And Christina, I would love to know how to do this the right way, because I sometimes, as I think all parents do, you want to be gentle with them. You want to demonstrate good behaviors, but sometimes it's just frustrating.
Yes, it is. You're right. So we want to set up boundaries for our kids to set them up for success. And the best way we can do that is to establish a good 3 to 5 general boundaries or expectations for our kids, but to have them rooted in the family values.
Okay.
So if you as a family value kindness or respect, telling the truth, fairness, your boundaries might sound like respect all beings, or tell the truth always, or kindness to everyone. So we want to really establish those hearty values in the family, and then you can build your boundaries off of that.
Which might mean you and your partner are taking some time to say, what are our values?
That's right.
What is important to us? Because we can't make our kids perfect. They're not going to be able to adhere to every morally right thing for the rest of their lives, although we wish they could.
Exactly.
But we don't do that. So
Yeah.
we need to not expect them to be perfect either, but pick those few things that matter to your household and then establish boundaries around them.
Yes, that's right. And there are 2 types of boundaries that we want to mostly focus on. There's permanent boundaries, and then there's flexible boundaries.
Okay.
So permanent boundaries are really non-negotiable boundaries, and they have to do with safety and health. So if they violate that, you can say something like, no, because I love you and I'm here to protect you, or I'm here to keep you safe. But for flexible boundaries, you can adjust them according to their age, their maturity, or even the circumstance. But you don't have to bend on your boundaries if you don't want to. So you can instead focus on different ways to honor that boundary. So think of it as infinite possibilities to the end goal, and work together with your child on that.
Okay, so example, we were just talking about this a minute ago. You give your child a special treat for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
The next day they want that same special treat, but you know it's not good for them to have a special treat every single day.
Right.
Is that an example of a flexible boundary? Because you're saying no for their health and wellness, but they certainly do not want to hear that.
Right. Yeah. So I would say permanent boundaries really are like immediate health and safety.
Okay.
I would say that would probably fall in the category of more of a flexible boundary, and you want to kind of get clear on it within yourself first, and maybe with your partner,
Sure.
and decide where do we stand on this. And it's about getting creative. So maybe it's a tiny portion, or maybe it's every Tuesday, or something where you feel comfortable, you can still honor it, and you're working together with your child on that.
Gotcha. But the stricter ones would be like running out the gate is
Running
an
out
absolute
the street,
no.
yes, harming others, things like that, correct.
Gotcha. Okay, so the next question is, what do you do when they cross that boundary, whether it's a flexible one or one of the hard, fast ones? What do you do if your kids cross the boundary?
Yes, so you want to ground yourself first and foremost, and you want to accept that your kids are needing your help in that moment. So from that space, you can create an opportunity to communicate and have a conversation. So tell me what was going on for you in that moment. Tell me more about this. Or is it true that this happened? So get curious, open up that space for them and communicate. And then from there, you can come up together with some solutions. So tell me what your ideas are for solving this problem. What are your ideas for fixing this? I have an idea, here's what it is. So it's really just communicating and coming up with solutions together. Now you can implement a consequence in this moment, a logical consequence, something that makes direct sense to the situation. But I would say the most important thing is going to be returning back to those family values and bringing them back there to reflect on. It's going to give them a core, steady foundation for just growing up in the family, having a good sense of who they are, what's important, the boundaries, and how they can conduct their lives.
Always the best advice. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Christina.